I'm on the morning from A to Z. Well, I'm on the morning from A to Z. You know, I love you all equally, wherever you might be. In a church and university, you know, we are one humanity. Ooh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Yeah. I'm on the morning, and I'm on the morning. Morning, I'm on the morning. Wherever you might be, I'm on the morning. Wherever you might be, really good morning. Love you all equally, love is a dawning. And it's the energy, really good morning. Love you all from A to Z. Love you all from A to Z, wherever you might be in a Georgia University. Morning. Yes, love the item. From A to Z, we're one humanity. Wherever you might be right about now at this particular time here, we give thanks for life, you know. Yes, for life, the greatest gift ever. And for love, the greatest energy ever. In that life was given to us in equal measure. For whatever backward never, love is always the endeavor. Better be wise always than being clever. It's what I mean, my people. Yes, yes. Blessings, giving thanks for another day that the Lord has made, you know. Yes. So we're building our vibes again. It's spirituality. It's the same vibration, love vibration, you know what I mean? Different kind of sub energies, you know, imparted, conveyed in it. However, love is love. You see what I mean? Blessings, blessings. Spirituality, love, life, the Almighty. They're four of the same. You know, as you always say, never less, never more. It's always four. Yes? Yes. And you know, say when you follow the youth Balfour, you're on a what? Yes, absolute. Love tour. Yes, love is always safe and secure. All right. So blessings and love now. So again, spirituality, and we're expounding on what we were talking about yesterday. Build a vibration. You know, remember when we say good morning, you know, and this morning vibration that we're doing, love vibration that we're doing, you know what I mean? I think it's a significant vibration because remember, we're opening the door, we're opening the space, and we're saying, hey, welcome in. You know, we're sharing. Yes? We're sharing a vibration because we know that no one is an island, no one stand alone. Love is always the home. So we have to have an individual moment and we also have to have collective moments. Individual and collective at the same time. Yes, that's the perspective. So let's share, let's love, let's come to each other's rescue. You see what I mean? Yes, blessings and love, blessings and love, blessings and love. So that is the task. Let's, you know, take moments for ourselves, strengthen self, but remember, it's the self and the collective simultaneously. Spirituality is the vibration. So this morning, the chant is going to be about who Jah bless, no one curse. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know at our worst selves, we tend to badmouth each other and we tend to be negative, you know, at each other. You understand me? And we tend to even want to wish bad for each other sometimes at our worst selves. And please, you know, let us be better. So one of the biggest energies of love and the whole vibration of spirituality is forgiveness, my people. You know what I mean? Redemption, forgiveness, all that kind of vibration, you know. Yes, so no matter 70 times 7, remember we say the Bible is a great guide. Yes, very much so. So 70 times 7, we all are forgiven and even more. So what it means is that it's limitless, it's endless, the level of forgiveness that we shall give ourselves and others. Because remember, we are individually and collective at the same time simultaneously. So spiritual vibrations, remember we talked about, just recapping. So this is the last morning for this week because remember we're transitioning, we're traveling over to California where we're going to celebrate the life of my brother who has transitioned this physical life and we shall no more see him in the physical, you know what I mean? And it is so for all of us at some point in time. So, you know, what we're talking about, spirituality and a vibration, is that, you know, it's the highest level. and that's who we truly are. Yes. So we're recapping and talking about resiliency is one of the benefits from spirituality. And we get that because it's an understanding that the self is more than the physical. It's a deeper self. Yes. So the spiritual is always sacred. The spiritual is always untouchable. The spiritual is always perfect, meaning that um, regardless of our imperfections, which is coming merely from our physical self, then once we find ourselves spiritually, then we know that we are all above um, the physical challenges of life. So then when we think and we have that as a mindset, yes, then you find that we're stronger, because even when people would attack us, even when we would go through like the more severe traumas of the world, what I mean? God forbid, even when, people would have gone through significantly horrible stuff like being raped, what I mean? Being robbed, what I mean? Being severely injured, and lots of setbacks and so on and so forth, what I mean? Disabled, one arm, one leg, you name it. Um, and when you see these people being, you know, living their lives as if nothing would have happened, as if they're not even facing any challenges, when you know that they're going through a lot, then you realize it's a deeper self that they have found, and they have, what I mean, no, they're now connecting with a deeper self. Yes. And so when you're connecting with a deeper self, with your spiritual self, your true self, then you're more geared, to take on all life's challenges. Yes, no matter what the challenges are. Yeah, you remember there's a saying that we have that says, Jah will never give us more than what we can bear. And what that's saying is actually conveying to us is that regardless of life's challenges, which is embedded in the natural flow of life. So, in other words, no one is above life challenges. That's a spiritual law. That's why we're talking about equal measure. This life that we've been given. Yes? Anything that happens to someone else out there, another human being, can always happen to us. And if we live long enough, more than likely will happen to us. So we have to pay attention and be aware of these things. And just know that once we touch base with our spiritual self and activate our spiritual self, and the stronger we are in that true spiritual sense, then we're now very capable and fully geared to overcome all obstacles in life. Be it fire, be it fired from a job, be it losing loved ones, no matter how close we think they are to us, be it, the most horrible thing that you can think of. That person, until that transition of the physical self, you will see them, almost appearing not to be bothered, because it's a connection with the spiritual self. So with that, we're talking about resiliency. And so just to touch base on my son, and when we say son, this is spiritual son. However, the son I'm talking about is also a biological son. So, biological doesn't make him more important. And I'm aware of that because of the spirituality. And even though the physical might be, you know, wanting to convey a different energy to me, when I'm in touch with my spiritual self, then I stay grounded and realize that my son, because he's biologically connected to me, doesn't make him more important than anyone else. And the, the fact that he's going through what he's going through now, I can remember adapting to this kind of vibration, that when he started experiencing what we call serious mental illness, and I put it in quotes because I can see that in one sense, of the whole thing of saying, like, I mean, people have the diagnosis of schizophrenia, where the mind is experiencing hallucinations, like, voices and, you know, um, seeing images that are not actually in reality there. But understand also spiritually now, that's a challenge that we have. And we should try to understand the makeup of ourselves, physically, spiritually, and the more we understand, the less panic we experience and the more calm we are. And so for me, my son's situation, I remember a time my son's situation has helped me eventually to understand myself more spiritually. Um, that I remember a time, and one of the particular experiences I'm going to reference real quick before the chant comes, is that I have a soccer family, a part of my whole human, in addition to my whole human family, where we play soccer, we play a football, as we call it, in Jamaica and other parts of the world. Here in America, this is soccer. You know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And for me, soccer has become a spiritual force, a spiritual gift, where there's a physical to it, and it's a very physical game. However, when we understand it, it's spiritual because it's fellowshipping and interacting and socializing and going through all different kinds of conflicts because of the contact nature of the sport. You know what I mean? And welcoming all from different backgrounds. And that group right now in Delaware we play is very diverse. And me and my sons, both of them, two biological sons, but remember we have a billion spiritual sons and daughters out there, and that's the greatest. So we travel to the ball games a lot of time, and we play a lot of ball game together, wherever, even in Jamaica, and here in the US. I remember one time my son had a manic episode right in front of that entire family there. And just manic behaviors, unusual behaviors, never seen before by these brethren, and sisters. And I remember feeling, for a brief minute ashamed, and I checked myself and I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? I mean, you better, as they would say here, suck it up, because, you know, your son, though he is biological to you, is not more important than anyone else in the world. And if this would have happened and has happened to others, then surely why not your son? Because it's not really your son, it's our son. It's a spiritual human being like anyone else. And he, yes, with the support of other, hopefully myself, mother, and so on, will get enough love, and hopefully that will eventually heal him. And that's what we're working towards. And so that, you know, situation and many other ones, and the one happening right now in Jamaica with him, is reminders, to me, to be spiritually grounded. And it would have kept me, and it's still keeping me right now, going through a period where I can look at it as, a stressful time because of that and other life challenges. However, the spirituality, the vibration that I'm a deeper self than the physical self, that I am, that where there's a will, there's a way, and that there is a collectivity to us rather than an individuality. We are one of the same, togetherness and all these kinds of things, and that we're always sacred. Me, him, and everyone else. I mean, that and the practicing of that mindset has actually kept me sane and kept me calm and kept me soldiering on and giving and always having, more to spare, because that's what love is. We live in love and not fear. Love is spirituality. Love is life. Love is Jah. You know what I mean? It's all four. Love, life, spirituality, Jah Almighty. We say, yes, blessings. So we just have a few minutes for the chant. You see, I'm right here, So the chant is, ooh, la, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. So, ooh, Jah bless, no one curse. Jah you bless and do Jah works. And when you're deep in stress and it really hurts, Jah will do the rest. Just put your first. Jah will do the rest. Get you to the verse. So just do your best. Keep doing Jah works. do your best. I will do the rest. I will do the rest and get you to any place. I. Every morning I get up, I praise Jah. Who I pray to, always Jah. Ask for guidance and good endeavor. Moral compass to guide our behavior. No need no money, no need no favor. To live good with I my neighbor. No love and all of its flavor. Blessings to all my lifesaver. Try to be wise always and clever. I couldn't grant evil no waiver. Forward ever, backward never. Jah love is my Lord and Savior. Oh, Jah bless. No one curse. Try best and do your works. And when you're deep in stress and it really hurts, I will do the rest. Just put your first. I will do the rest. Get you through the worst. So just do your best. Keep doing your works. Do your best. I will do the rest. I will do the rest and get you through any test. Yeah. And so, by the seeds of yes, I got the seeds of love with your faith, I sow them. My life dedicated to grow them. Watch them oppose wolf in a sheep close them. Head to them toes, bottom fruits, I know them. From the one, me know what I love golden. Arm which I love me brave and them bold. And show it to me friends, show it to me for them. Ain't no pretending, certainly no posing. We know of our souls even when hearts frozen. Love is the winner, already chosen. Eh. Oh, Jah bless. Sing it out with me, my people. Oh, Jah bless. No angers. Jah you bless and do Jah works. And when you're deep in stress and it really hurts, Jah will do the rest. Just put your first. Jah will do the rest. Get you through the worst. So just do your best. Keep doing Jah works. Do your best. Jah will do the rest. Jah will do the rest. Get you to any test. Yeah. All right then. So this is it for this week. You know what I mean? But we're soldiering on, So we'll be doing some random live, on TikTok and so as we go through and tour other parts of Jah Universe, going into California, checking out my brother's commemoration of his life, celebrating his life, and it's the mixture of the morning and then, the celebration same way. It's one of the same, So we have to, as I said, the good with the bad, right? The negative and the positive. And from the negative, we find the positive. So ultimately, if the negative will actually help us to go to a positive direction. Yes? Blessings and love now, blessings and love now. Until then, we say cuídate, take care. We say bendiciones, blessings. We say Dios te bendiga, Jah be with you all. Vida larga, larga vida. Yes, long life, long healthy life. Still not try to aga. Still not try to aga nada. Nothing tried, nothing done. You know what I mean? Yes, drop the guns, let the loving come. You know what I mean? Yes. Long life, long healthy life. Blessings and love. Take care. Love is always the energy. This is the end of another iteration. This is the one vibration. Love vibration. Yes, love vibration. Love drive live with the youth Balfour. Blessings, love. Always and at all times. Yeah, Blessings.